Okay, hello friends, this is Yusuf here. Welcome to another interesting IBM video. So in this video, actually, we are going to write and execute, not execute, write and compile RPG codes from Visual Studio Code. Okay, so let's get started. So in the recent days, I have been seeing posts about a great VS Code extension called Code for IBMI. Okay, using that, we should be able to connect to your IBMI and even browse your source files and IFS directory and even write your RPG codes. Okay, that's what we're gonna do in this video. Try to see how it looks like. Okay. First of all, you need to have a Visual Studio Code installed. So for your operating system, you can go and then download from their official website, and then you have to click this extension icons. Okay, and then you just search for IBMI. Okay, so after you search, you should be getting this code for IBMI. If you click that, you can install. Okay, I have already installed. So it has a lot of features like browsing the member, browsing the IFS path, okay, and then even running SQL and compiling programs and so on. Okay, let's try to do that. So once you install that, you will see this icon on the left hand side. Okay, so then you click that one, and then basically it it comes with a panel. Okay, and then you can connect to an IBMI. Okay, if you already connected one time, then you can leave this connect to previous, but as of now, let's get started with this icon. So once you do this, here you get this prompt. You can give a connection name, and let's use 400 host name. And the actually how it works is actually the VS Code connects to the server using the SSH, and then the commands are getting executed. As we know, for our pub 400, we need to use 2222 as a port, and then just give your username and password. Yeah, then click connect. So in quickly we should be able to see the connection is successful. Okay, and connected. Now the magic begins. Okay, so here on the left hand side, you have a user library list. Basically it's a library list for your during the compilation of the code. If you want to add your library, then just click this one and then just add the library. Okay, then the member browsing, by default it comes with qsync inc, but that's okay. Let's try to see this in the pub400 as well. Okay, all right, caps lock. Okay, so what I'm trying to do, I'm going to see this member source file in the VS Code. Okay, so it is dev us1 and qrpgle src3. So I can click plus and then just add us1 qrpgle src3. So once you do that, it will be added, and if you click that one, it will get expand. It will connect to the IBMI and then show the result here. Now the next cool thing is we can create or write the code from here. Okay, so if you select an existing program, as you can see, we see the code here with all the formatting and so on. Okay, obviously fixed form might be a bit tricky here because you need to maintain this thing, but when we have something like this, okay, why we need to code in fixed form? We can always code in fully free form. Okay, I think I should be having something with a fully free form, but anyway. Okay, anyway, we'll see that exercise later, but as of now, let's write one new. Okay, so I'm going to click here and then right click and create a member, and let's say I'm hello dot rpgle. So the extension should be rpgle. Okay, so what we see, the hello.rpgle is created and it's opened here. Let's use the, see, there is also some suggestions coming. Okay, free, and then let's so dcl, then let's give a name, not a big deal, and tab, you can click tab to go there. Okay, let's see character of 10, say for example. Okay, and then assign name is equals to IBMI. Great. I don't know, that's 10, let's give it to 20. Okay, and then just display the name, then star in lr auto star on. Now we just written as code in our VS Code and saved it. After it gets saved, you can see from here, if you refresh, the program is here, and yeah, basically it has whatever we have typed there. Okay, now we need to compile and run. Let's compile from VS Code. So how do we do that? So in from this VS Code extension, just press Ctrl E, then this prompt will come where you'll see the commands. So we're going to use the create bind RPG, and within some time we see a message here says it's successful, and then from here, now if you check for work object device1 hello, you see the program. If you click 8, it's created today. Okay, now run it. So we can run it here, like call device1 hello, then yeah, so we get the message IMA is great. So we just see one feature, or a great feature. Okay, we are writing the free form code in VS Code and then compiling it here. Let's see what else it can do. Okay, within the source member itself, one great feature what I have seen is if you right click, there is a option to search. Okay, so assume I want to search for my name Yusuf, and within some time I get the result. It tells that in the source file, if you go to test ds1 program, there is a word Yusuf there, and then in the test pr1 there is a word Yusuf there at what line number. Okay, so previously searching a source member, like normally we'll give 25 and then search, like we'll go like this, right? If you remember the old way, yeah, so we give like 25 and then shift F1, then we search like this, and then the output will be stored in output file, so on. But now see, this is how convenient it is. Okay, that's a great feature. Yeah, so now let's go a step further. We just see about source members and then writing program in source member. Let's go to IFS path. Okay, which is the third option we have. So if you click the IFS path, by default your home directory will be displayed here, and as you can see, we can also write RPGLE from the IFS and compile. So here there is one existing code in fully free format we already have. So yeah, that it's the same thing. I mean same UI for writing and everything, not a big deal. But the feature what I want to show you is, right, so compiling option is same, so you can press Control E to compile. But what if we have a mistake? So I'm going to change this variable to something like this, and then remove the semicolon and save. So obviously it has some errors. So when I compile it with okay, here you can see we also have compile with inputs. Okay, well, I'll do that next. Okay, as of now, let's say compile. So here it says action not successful. Okay, but how do we know the errors? So if you press Control and tilde arrow, you will see this terminal coming on the problem section. You see the error of the program is displayed, which means if you click here, it exactly shows where the error is. Okay, so full name one is not defined, and see here it says yeah, end of expression is expected because there is semicolon is missing. It's a great thing. Okay, so now you can think pretty much your IBM RPGLE code like any other programming language. Okay, you can open your text editor and write it and compile it and so on. Okay, before this extension, we usually have only one source called RDI, Rational Developer for I, but that comes with licensing cost, so not many of us had a chance to work on it. Okay, but this is pretty cool. Fine. So now we just think, okay, let me change this to something else to check. Okay, so now I modified the code, but this time I'm gonna say Control E with input. Okay, so what it gives us a panel to write the program name. So assume I want to say this one second. Okay, so the source file is the IFS path, but the object name is different. Okay, execute, and this time it should be successful. Now I want to show you one more thing. So again, so if you go to the control and tilde arrow, this section, you can basically go to the outputs. Okay, and then there you can see elect IBMI output. Then you will see our regular compilation outputs also here, okay, for your reference. Fine. Now we just compile it as second, okay, so if then it should be available here, work object second. Yeah, so it's our code. So if you execute this, then we should be able to see my name, because that's what we have given. Cool. So that's pretty much it. So we just saw writing, compiling both from source member and IFS path. Okay, but actually this extension is very much useful when it comes to PHP or Python or even Node.js development. How? Here it's how. Okay, let me close everything. All right. So now if you see, in our last video we created this web node, okay, and if you remember, we have written the JavaScript code in Nano editor, right? So we logged into the SSH and written it. Now from the VS Code we can do that, okay, which means I can go to a separate terminal and log into SSH-p2222 username at pub400.com or your IBMI IP. Then you should get into that, go in. So I'm going to use this just to start the server, which means I can go to web node. Here we have the program. We said node index.js. Oops, sorry. So this will basically start the code, right? And then you can go to your browser and then 400.com, then the port, then you will see the thing. But later you can use all the features of the VS Code when it comes to JavaScript development, okay. So you can have plugins and then code formatting and IntelliSense and everything. So see, I want to create another endpoint, so I just say app.get, let's say maybe welcome, let's say welcome sir, hello. For this route, let's create a request response function, and here I say res.send hello again from my. Okay, so now I just edited my IFS, the JavaScript code in my IFS directory, and then I saved it, and then I'm just going to restart the server. Okay, and then if you come to the browser and then look for the hello route, and we see hello again from IBMI. So the workflow is now very cool, right? So now you can think like this is a very similar to the other development, okay, where you can have a browser and then you can make use of all the good things of the VS Code, and along with that you are writing the code in IBMI. That's it. So this is my first impression on this thing. So there are a lot of community members helping to develop this extension. One of Liam Allen is there, okay. So I really thank those guys to make this programming so live, so that now we guys get the feeling that now we are also doing the modern things, okay, not just relying on your old school ACU editor and then struggling here and there. So now we can pretty much proudly say, yeah, so IBM is also one of the great tool, great platform to write code, and then yeah, so we are coping up. Anyway, so that's my first impression. So I hope you like it. I strongly recommend you to try this one. And one more thing which I noticed, which I would like to share. Okay, I'll give the link into the description of the official documentation, okay. Actually we can write SQL and then see the result also in VS Code, okay, but unfortunately or unfortunately we need to have something called db2 util, okay, in order to execute that. But this utility is not available in our pub400, okay. It is not something licensed, it's open source, but we need to install, but we don't have a authority to install or access to install. But if it is there, then yeah, we can basically use you can create your source file with the .sql extension and write your SQL and run it, you will get the result. Okay, that's a very cool thing. Okay, so I'll give this documentation link in my video, you can go through it. Okay, so yeah, you can also try it. What I have noticed is people are already trying it a lot. Okay, how I identify that, basically if I come to this thing, go to output, I showed you IBM output, right? Like that we have something called code for IBM output. So here I noticed this thing. Okay, whatever the command we execute, it is actually copied into a temp folder and then it is getting executed. Okay, so it's maybe it's a design of the extension. So then I was curious to check into the temp folder. So I went to the IBMI, okay, and then I went to temp directory, and then if I go inside, what I see is there are already a lot of subfolders available, which means these people are already trying to use the VS Code along with IBMI. Okay, that's a cool thing. So it's a good sign, I would say. So yeah, so you can also try it from your side and then see how it goes. You can refer to the documentation. Yeah, you can spread the word so that things get shared. Okay. Anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you like it. I will see you in my next video. Until then, thanks for watching.